Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья!
Hello, dear friends. Today is December 19th, 2025. There are 12 days left until the new year 2026, and I'm experiencing very strong emotions. There are several reasons for these emotions. There are human reasons. December 31st is my birthday, and I'll probably become wiser, and January 1st marks the beginning of a new year 2026. And for most people, a new year is a time of hope, a time of new achievements and beginnings. One year I already said that I believe in Santa Claus. I believe that this year I will find the best gift of my life under the Christmas tree. And I think this is not a bad thing. It is difficult for a person to live without faith. Of course, the most important faith is faith in human ability. But a little miracle never hurts. Belief in miracles empowers people to create wonders that yesterday seemed like pure fantasy. That's why I believe. By the way, I'll share with you a funny story that recently happened in my house. Traditionally, on the winter evening before my birthday, which is on the New Year's Eve, all my children and my wife gather together and quite mercilessly troll me. By publicly debating what they're going to give me as a gift on December 31st. So moving on, traditionally, on the winter evening before my birthday, which is on the New Year's Eve, all my children and my wife gather together and quite mercilessly troll me by publicly debating what they're going to give me as a gift on December 31st. This humorous performance has only one purpose. It's a game where the children's goal is to provoke Dad into losing his temper, at which point Dad is supposed to chase after these silly troublemakers while growling menacingly. So this year, a few evenings ago, this spectacle began. And the older daughters, remembering the 2 years ago I gave their mother a Maine Coon kitten for her birthday, outlined the theme of the gift. There were 100 hamsters, a pig, a deer, and various different animals. And only my 6-year-old son remained silent. It was clear that he really wanted to come up with the idea that would delight his dad. But it was very difficult to compete with the creativity of his older sisters. But when the girls ran out of ideas, and there was a pause, he suddenly said loudly, in complete silence and completely seriously, "I think we should give Dad a second wife." Let me clarify right away, we are Christians and this is not in our tradition. Well, at first the girls burst into laughter, Dad started crying, Mom was strangely silent, and a minute later everyone was laughing. I looked at my son and thought that he understood from our reaction that his gift proposal was the coolest one, that he won over the girls. How proud he was of himself. How proud he was that it was his idea that brought so much joy to his loved ones. He was the winner. When the emotions had calmed down a bit, my teary-eyed wife asked the son why a second wife? And the son without hesitation answered, after all, you give dad love, and that makes him happy. And if he has a second wife, then daddy will have twice as much love, and he will be twice as happier. This little 6-year-old boy gave me love. And most importantly, he realized that there is no more valuable gift for a person. And I'm truly proud of and respect my son. So what does this story have to do with our business? Throughout my life, I have analyzed, studied statistics, developed and implemented new technologies. But this strange feeling of love has always helped me in making decisions. Love for my creativity, love for my business, love for my family, and of course, love for the people around me. This may seem strange and irrational to some people, especially in the tough world of business. But think and remember your decisions, your successful decisions that you made under the influence of this wonderful feeling. And I'm sure you will definitely find such examples in your life. And today, on the eve of another year, we are together again, gathering again. And I really want to say a few important things that concern you, us, and the entire business. As I have already said, 2025 was the year of technology, a year in which companies succeeded in securing crucial technological solutions, solutions that will become the foundation of our shared well-being. So, why was this so important? It's simple. In today's highly competitive world, it's not enough to have an idea and develop it. It's also crucial to establish it in this world. This process resembles how homesteaders claimed their land during the Wild West era. You staked your land first and then began developing it. I hope you understand me. Details in this area are strictly confidential. And so I hope that you understand me. I won't dwell on nuances and technological solutions today. Firstly, because for the vast majority it is incomprehensible and boring. And most importantly, this information is not for the public discussion, at least not today. So, what does love have to do with it? And here everything is simple. If in 2025 the company spent almost all of its time and resources on technological breakthroughs for the reasons listed above, then 2026 will be largely devoted to meta-economics and economics. That's the relationship and interaction in the world of people, and therefore it is about love. And those of you who appreciate and understand the company's passion, those who find a response in your hearts, will join us further into a completely new stage of our business. The online conference may not be the most convenient way to communicate, and I really miss your faces and handshakes. but unfortunately, it's the only way to quickly connect with our entire community. Modern speeds require technological solutions. However, as you know, we have decided to revive our long-standing tradition of annual live conferences. We have changed and grown significantly since our last live conference. So this will be more than just an interesting experience. We've been working hard, changing our business format, experimenting with different approaches in different areas, and developing products focused on real world consumption, both in today's marketplace and most importantly, in the future of consumption in the new digital reality. Now, after conducting a wealth of research and gaining an incredible amount of practical experience, it's time to turn to the good and proven traditions of strengthening and expanding our community. After all, our current level of expertise and planned roadmaps allow us to return to a public, live stage. The time has come. The time has come for us to start talking about our experience at annual, live, public, offline conferences. At conferences that bring together the most active and engaged, successful, and committed people, the best representatives of our community. Such conferences have always attracted participants from all over the world, providing a unique opportunity for live human interaction among like-minded individuals. Now that our time in the labs is over, we are ready to share what we've been doing and show why. After all, it's really important to simply embrace like-minded people, celebrate success together, empathize with the challenges we each face, or just have a coffee together, talk after the official part, filled with the new perspectives and facts that will bring all of us success we deserve. Perhaps 2025 could be called the most eventful year. When you look at the work we've all accomplished, the speed at which we had to operate, it becomes a little overwhelming. Certainly, we feel proud of all the accomplishments that we have achieved as a team, but it was still incredibly intense. I will not retell all the events of this year. Everything that can be public is already reflected in the news. And anyone who wishes can simply revisit them. So let me reiterate. At public events, we only discuss things that can be made public at that particular moment. So, by disclosing them, we will not harm the company's commercial plans. I want to talk about just two important events that happened this year. Two turning points. Two moments that defined our direction. I think you've already guessed what I'm going to talk about. First, we defined and improved our main goal, our root. Interatom, a new generation marketplace of services. Interatom, an event that no one has ever had before. Interatom will absorb all the best that we have created, all our energy, all our achievements. Interatom will unite all the tools we have developed over time and imbue them with new power and value, unleashing their fantastic potential to the fullest. A new generation marketplace of services, like the Keystone, gave strength and meaning to the entire structure, all our aspirations and achievements, experience, and ready-made solutions. Now, all these projects have become part of one whole, part of one big, enormous whole, gaining new strength. And I'm very happy and pleased that this decision was accepted by the entire community, that you were able to see it just like we did, the full potential, the full meaning of the decision, and made it. Support, unanimity, and commitment towards one goal help us immensely. And the knowledge, as well as the confirmation that you are not alone, that there is a team nearby that shares your views, that shares your aspirations, is priceless. It helps to get through many difficulties. In other words, your love helps us. The second event, which is no less important, is that a fundamental decision was made. A decision made at the community level, and this is especially important. A decision to change the structure of teams and work on projects. This means that we completely separate the two projects into independent ones. Let me clarify about the two projects. After all, we just talked about the same goal. The ecosystem of the game does not fit into the Interatom model without losing all the advantages that are built into it. To put it simply, if we rigidly tie the ecosystem of the game to it, we lose a whole range of business opportunities within the ecosystem. Does this mean the ecosystem of the game will not participate in the development of Interatom? No, it doesn't mean that. But when acting as an independent project, the game opens up entirely new, broader opportunities for independent business. In this case, we have two independent projects, each of which will move towards its own goal with its own team. And now we need to make a titanic effort to complete this division. We're working on this now. And you can't imagine how difficult it is to change established patterns and break habits. Especially the "we've always done it this way" objections. But we can handle this too, and each platform with its own team will move towards its goal at maximum speed. Under the wing of our hybrid organization, Renaissance DAO and Renaissance Space Labs. And most importantly, I repeat, the ecosystem of the game will be used to the maximum extent possible to promote the marketplace of services and other projects of our metaverse, but through its division, it will greatly enhance its own capabilities and value. We have changed the internal structure and the structure of interaction between platforms, and nothing more. The goal of these changes is to ensure that each project moves towards its goal independently with its own team. This is the most important goal. But this change has many advantages. Factor number one, the gradual introduction of the legends of interaction and Territory X philosophy and logic to the market. This is the company's goal. It's important to understand that the team working on the game is rushing to release it as soon as possible. We're all interested in that. However, we need to keep in mind a specific defined model has been chosen for the ecosystem of the game. Market makers, masters of game, players. This model was not chosen because it is fun and exciting. It was chosen with the advancement, development, and vitality of the ecosystem in mind. This model is as close as possible to the realities of modern life, and therefore, once fully launched, it takes on a life of its own, independent of the developer's wishes. It's a self-contained world with an incredible number of possible scenarios. It's life, meaning that interest will only increase over time. And besides, the choice of this model was driven by another simple idea. We wanted to give you, people who have been with us for a long time, our partners, the opportunity to create this world, control it, and earn. This model has a chance of success, a big chance of success. And we, all of us, want great success. And in exchange for great success, we will only accept enormous success. Is that clear? And if we don't follow this model, our success is in doubt. Sure, the system will work, but it will be just another game, like thousands of others. And now for those who haven't understood yet, I will remind you which model we chose. So, the first stage, we are creating a community of market makers who will be responsible for creating product resources. And together, we'll be creating the product resources themselves. Because you can't just print them. Just like Bitcoin, which needs to be mined, product resources are mined. They are not created out of thin air. And this is the key to future stability and future demand. This type of creation is a self-regulating mechanism for the resource market. A market. I repeat, a market, not just two buyers who just popped in to take a look. The second stage is the creation of a community of masters of game who will consume product resources and create the game space. And in the future, provide players with missing resources and items. Masters of Game begin to create the space for the game. This is where the market begins to form. Precisely there, and not anywhere else. And this is where it begins to take shape. The third stage is the creation of a community of players who will play and consume resources. This is the creation of a market for masters of game and the development of a market for market makers. So each stage will continue indefinitely. New stages, new life and business situations, new monetization opportunities, and new commercial scenarios will simply be added. This is the model we have chosen, and we are working towards implementing it. And if we change the sequence, everything will simply end. And now we're only at the first stage. If we launch the game now, that's it. You can forget about all the stages, all the roles. Neither market makers nor masters of game are needed. If we launch the game now, it will be a completely different and ordinary model. One of thousands. It would be boring and uninteresting. And most importantly, not viable. Because we would face massive competition. So just imagine we've put a lot of effort into developing the game, released it, and the playing field isn't ready. What will happen then? Well, players will leave and not return. And what we are going to do? That's right, we'll fix the situation and create the playing field ourselves. So, where is the place for masters of game? They are not needed. And why would we need market makers then? We will create everything ourselves and provide it to the players. This is a normal business model for a normal game. And such a model, players may simply not show up. This could happen too. There are too many options on the market. And in any game, the most important thing is players. Everything revolves around them. It is the players who will bring the maximum amount of money into the ecosystem. So what is the difference between players and masters of game and market makers? The difference is that masters of game and market makers build their own business. And I repeat, they build their own businesses. So we can all get ready together for the players to arrive, and if the players don't come, then we can all together lead them by the hand. And this is the success of this model. And to achieve success, you need to follow this model. So let's just follow it. I understand that you want to see the game. I understand that some people think that having a game will make sales easier. And I won't argue with you. We are working on it. I just want you to understand that we are building the ecosystem with open opportunities for business. And for the next year, we have planned a whole series of actions that will open up the world of LOI. I also also want to tell you a few important things that are essential for understanding the essence of the Legends of Interaction project and how it will develop. I hope it goes without saying that the Loi ecosystem is not just a world of entertainment, but a colossal market for crypto assets. Precisely a market. And today, the crypto asset market is perhaps the fastest growing, but also the most unpredictable one. Favorites and trends change so quickly that you don't always have time to understand them, let alone buy and sell at the right time. However, there are two pieces of advice or two rules that can be used to draw conclusions about whether it is worth entering into a project. The first rule is that it's best to join any project as early as possible, because those first in line always have the best opportunities. The second rule is that if a project is based on consumption, it is more than 50% successful. We want to offer you not just a crypto project, but a unique ecosystem with its own crypto assets. The Legends of Interactions project is a unique gaming ecosystem of the future with unlimited crypto market opportunities. The ecosystem is based on several concepts and technological solutions, such as game as a process. Many people are already playing games right now, and the number of potential players is only growing. Blockchain, which allows every element in the game to become a digital asset. Building a business. The opportunity to earn income is always of great interest. The ecosystem offers dedicated areas where you can contribute to the game's development by building your own profitable business. Augmented reality, an engaging and useful tool that will increasingly become part of our everyday life. The philosophy of interaction, a unique system for evaluating interactions between people. Not advertising, but brand engagement, a set of tools that will allow brands to become part of the game, and the game will lead players to brands. As part of the Legends of Interactions ecosystem, our entire real planet becomes a playground where four worlds intersect: digital world, social world, physical world, and the world of economics. These worlds intertwine, creating interesting opportunities and combinations for both the game and business. Digital assets have become money, so now you can play and earn at the same time. The physical world has become part of the battle. Cities are no longer just locations, but game arenas. The economy has gone beyond the game. It is now connected to the real world and the real market. Legends of Interactions shatters borders. This is no longer just a game. This is a new world where virtual, physical, social, and economic space unite. Welcome to the future. And if we really want to get into this future, we have to stick to the plan. We have to stick to our model. Now let's consider the second factor essential for success. increasing the value of the LOI and Territory X ecosystem through the extensive development of the updated HMAP farming system. And this is your task, the task of our partners. It's simple. The HMAP farming system has two main factors for its success: capitalization and the number of participants. And the higher these two indicators, the greater the value of our numerous assets. I think that's clear. And here, obviously, only you can increase the value of the HMAP farming system and therefore increase the value of everything else. The most important factor that the market will evaluate first and foremost, the business idea, the logic, and philosophy of the business, the actual feeling of this business with clients. Looking further forward, I want to say that the company plans to conduct very serious work on the first factor throughout 2026. Regarding the development and strengthening of the HMAP farming system, I sincerely believe that those partners who have chosen a strategy of action rather than waiting and who understand the ideas of the meta-economics will make every effort to develop the HMAP farming system. I reminded you of two major events from last year. These are qualitative changes. These are turning points. I explained to you our understanding of the Legends of Interactions world and the right prospects for its development. Why am I devoting so much time to this? I want you to understand how we view this, and it will be perfect. It will be perfect if you approach the projects the same way we do. Don't mix them. Yes, both projects have the same source and the same owners, but these are two different projects. They can collaborate in some ways, but compete in others. For example, compete for your attention. Each team will compete for your attention. That time will come, and very soon. And you must be prepared for it, you see? Because each of us has many roles. Of course, there will be some of you who are capable of viewing the business not only as a creator of a particular area, but also as a co-owner. And when I switch to the role of a co-owner, I am delighted with the success of both projects. Keep it up. I'm great. And this approach makes me richer, but it's not for everyone. Some will only be able to control just one project, some two, and someone unique will be able to control the entire business. And as soon as I switch to the role of a project participant, how do I choose which project to work on? There's promotion in both. There's competition in both. So where should I run? As difficult as it may sound, each of you needs to choose your main project, your primary project. The one that you will be working on regularly. And a secondary project to which you will devote time when you have the time. This is just my recommendation. It's up to you to decide what you're capable of. When a person stands at the crossroads and chooses which way to go, the person doesn't move. Yes, he may be very busy choosing the best path, but he doesn't move anywhere, and that's the main thing. Therefore, I highly recommend you to choose a main priority project. What else would I like to say about 2025? Actually, I want to tell you about everything, and more than just once, but you know that. We experienced all these events together with you. We can and even should express gratitude to all of you for being with us this year, for helping us, for using all the tools that we create for you. As the saying goes, the best compliment to a cook is empty, lick clean plates. So we are glad to be able to create the tools you use. We value and love you all, and we hope you love us back. I also can't help but acknowledge the participants in the first round of the elections of advisors of the president, and all those who participated in these elections and cast their votes for one of the candidates. And despite the enormous workload, I watched the voting process almost every day. I followed every candidate. I rooted for and empathized with each one of them. The first round concluded yesterday, and today the names of the winners of the first round were published in the back office. So let's welcome the winners. I'm pretty sure each of you is surrounded by friends and colleagues who will give you a hug or give you a pat on the back right now. The competition was fierce. The passions were at their peak, and you won, advancing to the second round. And I want to give each of you, each winner of the first round, a small gift. Your struggle was worth it. And you've got something more than the pleasure. Each winner of the first round will be awarded 100 Ent coins. The second round, I'm sure, will be tougher, but it will show us the first 7 advisors of the president. As you already know, we have decided to speed up the start of the second round. This will allow us to use the current attitude to make a breakthrough. Of course, you can catch up later, but the attitude, the proper attitude, is very important. So the second round of the elections of advisors of the president will begin immediately after our meeting concludes. We have also prepared an interesting tool for the voting. We wrote about it back in early December, but I will remind you of it anyway. Voting units can be earned in 2 ways. The first method you know is through structure activity. The second method, which we have been talking about for a while, is through UTT2 farming. So for all UTT2 that have had or will have farming enabled from December 1st to January 5th, in addition to voting units, Goscoin and Gossharp will be farmed. From all UTTs2 who have had or will have farming enabled from December 1st to January 5th, it will be possible to collect 2.5 Goscoin and 2.5 Gossharp after July 1st. Collecting votes and casting them for someone can be interesting and profitable, right? So, first and foremost, this is a tool for candidates to direct their assistants, their team, and prepare for collecting votes, and then for collecting Goscoin. You will have one more argument for them to help you, because it's profitable. There is still time before January 5th, so you can prepare, especially now that I have explained the strategy to everyone. So just go ahead. This is a good opportunity to increase your support for your leaders and increase your ghost coin amount. And to conclude the topic of advisors, I want to tell you something crucial. Listen to me carefully. Voting for candidates isn't marketing or promotion. It's a pressing need to select professionals from among you, those who will join the company's team and take on part of the management of the Interatom project. I have already mentioned that we are critically short of human resources. And with the increasing number and complexity of tasks, this issue is becoming especially pressing. Therefore, in November 2026, at the company's global live conference, I will summarize and I will establish two teams of advisors. Yes, you heard it right, exactly two. We have separated the projects and accordingly we need two teams, one for the Interatom and one for LOI and Territory X. Voting is our experiment. So in addition to voting, I will be closely monitoring your progress in developing each project throughout 2026, and based on the results of 2026, I will make my choice, which I will announce at the conference. So it's all up to you. I believe in you and I really need you. And in the final part, my plans include creating a supreme coordinating council responsible for the entire business. And this council will include the best of the best current advisors from both projects. The main criteria is your success. I need those who are capable of taking action. So think about it. Perhaps some of you want to radically change your life. Think about it. Well, now since I have mentioned the current tools, I'd like to remind you of a few more. All the details are in the news, but we'll quickly go over them. First, until the end of December, you can enable the update feature for all your old pins in HMOP. As you may recall, old pins are farmed in HMAP using the old model, while new ones are farmed using the new model, which yields more Rix coin, significantly more. So you can enable the update feature for your old pins to the new model, and I highly recommend this to everyone. Enabling the update is very simple. You just need to activate 7 pins by the end of December. Any pins. You can find out how to proceed in your back office. Each of your pins can earn a maximum of Rix coin. Second, the 5 participants who activate the most new pins in the HMAP, any pins, will receive a unique wristwatch. Only 15 of these watches will be released. This is for those who love competition and love to stay ahead. More pins give you more Rix coin. And now I'll ask the broadcast director to play a video showing this watch. Moving on to the third. Every pin activated by December 31st will participate in the airdrop, which will take place on January 14th. Everyone will receive a variety of interesting and useful assets, and each pin can give you more than just Rix coin. The fourth point. Until the end of December, you can send Rix coin to the liquidity pool and earn passive income. The time is limited, so if you want Rix coin to work for you, this is for you. You provide your funds for trading in our MetaFi models and earn. Please pay attention to the profitability. There are very few offers like this in the world, practically a handful. Rix will show you how to earn. Rix is money. The fifth point. Until January 7, you can use your escudos for their work in exchange transactions in our MetaFi models and earn daily income. You can also receive New Year's gifts containing valuable assets. Harvesting is possible right away and gifts can be opened on December 25th. The contents of all the gifts will be useful for you after January 15. Receive gifts. Give these gifts to your loved ones. This is our surprise prepared for you in time for the magical winter holidays. After all, we are not just sellers and clients, we are a community. And this incredible offer is only for the community. Only HMAP can offer more. How do consumer relationships differ from community relationships? The difference lies in care. Care and mutual interest in our shared success. So take care of those around you. If, let's say, I were asked which is better, activating a pin or staking a scudo, I would stake enough scudos so that I could activate one pin from my income every day. And finally, a few words about what awaits us in 2026. A lot of hard work awaits us. All of us who have chosen action, or rather who are capable of action. And in November 2026, we will attend the largest, most ambitious final conference. 4 grand days. The final of finals. We will summarize all our work and I will announce my choice of advisors for 2 projects who will directly join the business development within the company's teams. We have to complete the platform separation process, and this is a very difficult task. Indeed, a very difficult one. It requires a lot of resources, and one way or another, it will make adjustments to all our plans. I would love to give you a precise timeline of what's happening, but let's wait until the full platform separation is complete, and then we can say something more precise. In any case, we have some game-related launches coming up. Changes and improvements to the master's back office. The release of various presentations. Also the release of new versions of Antalagi.io, new versions of the mobile app, advertising, and much more. We are looking forward to a variety of trading instruments, new MetaFi models, an IA wallet update, a Gigos platform update, educational materials, the next stages of the cruise competition, and of course, the grand finale, our meeting at the live conference in November. Regarding 2026, if you don't get important answers within a year, you'll get them in November. There is a lot of work to be done in expanding the community. We need to strengthen and develop the inter-admin community. For a successful launch, we need a large community. We need more market makers. Once we release all the updates to the master's back office, we'll need to engage a huge number of masters of game. We'll need to prepare the game space for players. We'll also need a lot of players. Every new person and every new community member is a plus that increases our capitalization. Every person matters to us. And once again, about reviving old traditions. Specifically, I want to mention the live event in November. The forum, unlike any other in the company's history. A forum unlike any other in the company's history. Let me tell you a few words. We deliberately announced the forum date so early so that everyone would have time to plan their trip. We deliberately didn't organize any competition for participation so that everyone could attend the event. Despite all the importance and significance of this event, I believe it is right that everyone could attend, because all participants in such events become the chosen ones. Yes, if someone has found the time for the trip, it means it's important to him. If someone has found time for the trip, it means the person has been active all year and are ready for the final. Experience shows that all large structures begin by attending such events. And we want to give you a tool, an opportunity to bring your people, your teams to the forum, and perhaps one of them will stand at the origin of a new structure. And there are many such examples. I want you to take a close look at the VIP tickets. There won't be many of them, and they could sell out at any moment. Overall, the number of tickets will be limited. But you should understand that when organizing VIP tickets, we consider your convenience first and foremost. VIP tickets mean you'll be staying right at the hotel where the event will be held. You'll be there 24 hours a day. You'll be in sync, in the same rhythm as everyone else. And you won't have to waste time and attention every day on how to get to the event, when to leave, and so on. So my recommendation is as follows. Get VIP tickets. After all, someone might bring their wife or husband along so they can see your company, where you work, and our community, immerse in the atmosphere, and you might even get a dedicated assistant or bring someone from your team along, challenging them to a competition as a leader. If the prize is holding anyone back, you have all the tools to earn money. Just do it quickly while there's still seats available. It's best to decide right away how many people you'll bring and buy tickets right away. Oh, by the way, one more important note. I would like to remind you that Ghostcoin will be revalued on January 9 and it will be increased to 60 euro. We wrote about this in early September. You can find the article which explains everything in detail. So you should take this into account when planning your ticket purchases. Because after January 9, any ticket to the forum will effectively become 20% more expensive in Ghostcoin. And this will impact the entire ecosystem, affecting all assets based on Ghostcoin. The time for working in the labs is over. We're starting to talk about what we've been doing and why publicly, for everyone, for all to hear. So it's time to gather at the press walls for historic photographs on the threshold of new breakthroughs. After all, it's those who captured in them who ultimately become business legends. The experience of the leaders accumulated over all this time will be revealed to those ready to join the community's elite. And there is an old truth: the money is on the stage. And this has been proven time and again. You've probably seen tons of such examples in your life. This phrase about publicity, openness, and sincerity, we have been preparing for fundamentally new stages of ecosystem development for a long time. And now, when the changes are becoming obvious, it's time to start talking about it with you and our future like-minded people. Annual open events are a red carpet moment for those who deserve that, the most deserving ones, and a charge of emotions, a boost of energy for the coming year for everyone who aspires to be on it next year. So that's why we decided to inform you as early as possible so that everyone can make a decision and plan their time wisely. From November 4th to November 7th, 2026, in Turkey, we will hold Blockchain and Beyond Business Forum 2026 Olympia-Lab Gig Oz. So mark these days on your calendar. You absolutely must be there to see, hear, and feel everything for yourself. You know that we have an active and eventful 2026 ahead of us. We have many plans to implement in a variety of areas. We have significant community expansion to accomplish, and we are already taking steps towards an open world. And next November, we will approach a special moment, and we will talk about it live. Let's gather next year to celebrate our shared achievements, discuss our goals, and outline plans for the breakthrough year 2027, and then set a new meeting date. So I'm waiting for you at the Blockchain and Beyond Business Forum 2026 Olympia-Lab Gig Oz. This is history. Bring your teams and become more than just witnesses to history. Become the ones writing it. Events like this create leaders. Only events like this create leadership capital. This live offline event is meant for all community members, no matter what area of the metaverse they operate in. The forum will cover topics related to both platforms, Olympia-Lab and Gig Oz. So expect new connections and important personal agreements with those you rarely see in person, rewards and gifts from the metaverse projects, a magnificent show program, business meetings, new plans, new accomplishments, lots of pictures and videos, new opportunities and the search for valuable assets, and most importantly, inspiration. We will meet as more than just like-minded people and business partners. We will meet as creators of new worlds, new meanings, new paradigms in digital business. This will be a gathering of people who hold the tools for building the future. And the momentum we unleash together will influence the future course of history in the metaverse. And perhaps beyond it. This is what happens when visionaries gather together. Our business has repeatedly demonstrated that such meetings spark new stars, and perhaps some of you or your guests will be performing on stage as early as 2027. Seats certainly will be limited, so please take this into account and make the right decision in time. The best way to end the year is to lay the groundwork for success in the coming year. Become a participant in the business forum, and in 2026 you will be at the forefront of business development. Blockchain and Beyond Business Forum 2026. This is your success story. Well, that's probably all I wanted to tell you today. We have a very interesting year ahead with a number of interim victories and a grand finale. When I was a little boy, I explained to my dad many times why I couldn't accomplish this or that task, stubbornly repeating because. And Dad smiled and said, well, don't think like everyone else, think like a hero. And your becauses aren't a reason not to win. It's just that to solve some becauses, you need to look at the problem from a distance and find a solution or a new path. Other becauses require willpower, and some becauses require time or an unexpected, bold decision. But all becauses are only in your head. In reality, they don't exist. So I've lived like that ever since, and on the New Year's Eve, I sincerely congratulate you on this new chapter in your life, and I wish you and your loved ones well-being, prosperity, and happiness. Make decisions, take actions, and be heroes. Thank you for your attention, and see you in January.